Hi guys, welcome back to my channel once again here on YouTube, and welcome to the latest episode from my most obscure wrestling DVD series. So today we take a look at Gone But Not Forgotten, the ladies of wrestling. So this was a Wrestling Network DVD, High Spots, I do believe it says there, and I'm aware of them and everything. I just don't have many of their DVDs in my collection, and obviously with this series, I just don't know what to expect, going into it, and I watch it on your behalf, guys, so you don't have to put yourself through any kind of torture just in case any of these are bad. And yes, there have been one or two, haven't there, so far in the series that have been a bit, you know, questionable to say the least. So we have on this collection of four interviews, I guess I'd call them. We have Luna Vachon, the Fabulous Moolah and Mae Young, China, and Sherry Martel. All nice pictures of them all as well. And it's so hard to believe that none of them are here with us anymore. It's very, very sad and very unfortunate. There's the spine. And this one says July 2021 on Pro Wrestling Crate. Maybe it was a monthly thing they were doing. I don't really know in regards to these DVDs, and if they all lined up, they'd all have the dates on. I don't know, because as I said, I don't really own many of these kind of DVDs from Wrestling Network, High Spots, or whatever. And then we go with the disc, pretty much the same as the front cover. And here's the back. So on this special DVD, we dive into the High Spots vault of shoot interviews to relive some of the biggest moments of the greatest female performers in wrestling history. Sit back and listen as these amazing women give you all the details on their legendary careers. So the DVD, as you get to the main menu, it gives you an option to play all the interviews, or you can just select the one you want to watch, which is pretty cool without going into like a chapter select and that. It's just there off the menu, which I found pretty cool. RF video covers the footage or the shoot interviews. So they must own the rights to quite a lot of these kind of DVDs, these Wrestle Crate ones, or some sort of licensing maybe. I don't know. But yeah, the DVD started off with the Fabulous Moolah and Mae Young. They were just talking about, well, it's pretty much there. It says underneath what they talk about, how hard it was for them to, wrestle in the same environment as male wrestlers, because male wrestlers back then, they wouldn't accept female wrestlers. So it made it kind of awkward for them, and that must have been really difficult. And it is a shame that they had to go through that. But yeah, they share that as an example of one of the stories they talk about. And as you can see, there's a list of the other things they talk about as well. But yeah, theirs was pretty good. Then we moved on to Luna next, and wow, I've forgotten how Luna sounded when she speaks normal, because I always remember her from when she managed Bam Bam Bigelow in the WWF in the early 90s, and she'd always talk in that kind of that kind of voice. And when she's in her normal voice here, she speaks very soft and a very adorable voice, and she reminds me of actor Jennifer Tilly from Child's Play or Chucky, that kind of series with the one that plays Tiffany the doll. I don't know if a lot of you guys may know what I'm on about or not, but yeah, that's her voice sounds just like hers, exactly the same almost. It was quite scary, but as I said, absolutely adorable, sexy voice. And I didn't realize she'd actually spoke that way. I probably have heard her in an interview before in the past, but I've just completely forgotten about it. And as I said, I can only remember briefly of her usually doing speaking on behalf of Bam Bam Bigelow during promos, and you know, for uh, for when he was in WWF and she was like his manager or his girlfriend or whatever it was at the time. But yeah, it's Luna's got a lot to talk about, and I found it sometimes hard to hear because the sound quality wasn't that great, because we could hear lots of talking in the background, like conversations going on in the same room as them, and it was kind of hard to hear, and I couldn't put any subtitle options on because this DVD didn't have any, unfortunately. But from what I could hear of it, that one was pretty good, Luna. As I said, yeah, very adorable. Such a shame. Very tragic for all of these women. It really is. Uh, China was up next, and yeah, she discusses, like, as it says there, about Eddie Guerrero, about Playboy, Chris Jericho, the Intercontinental Championship, working with Mark Henry, Jeff Jarrett. Yeah, she has some interesting stuff to say, and I didn't mind her interview either. That was pretty cool. And then Sherry Martel was last, and she was talking about, for example, when the Ultimate Warrior used to press her above his head and drop her, and how it hurt and how she'd feel sore. But he used to try and protect her as much as he could, she said, but she'd always still get hurt, and one way or another. And she was telling us, or the viewer, how the Ultimate Warrior and Macho Man used to plan their matches together. Used to send like 30 pages of, like, through the fax machines back then, of like how the match should play out, and how serious they were about trying to make sure that they put on the kind of show that the best they can for the audience and everything else, which is good, I think. But yeah, all of these interviews, very good. It's quite a short DVD, if I'm honest. It's 68 minutes long, so each of the interviews don't last that long. Maybe just around 16 minutes each, or something like that. But they are quite all short interviews, and yeah, this wasn't too bad. I I don't mind this one at all. I think fans who don't like any of these female wrestlers wouldn't appreciate it, because it can be boring in places like when they're discussing stuff, and if you have no interest in them or anything they've got to talk about, and then this definitely is not the DVD for you. um, but other than that, yeah, it had a short duration, as I said, but I'm going to be quite fair with this and give it a 7 out of 10. It was a good watch. Not a great one, but it was good. Like I said, I did enjoy Luna. That was very cool, and China's was pretty good. They were all good. They were all good, but Luna stood out because of that adorable voice, as I said. But yeah, honestly, guys, if you like any of these or liked any of these female wrestlers, by all means, check this one out. Add it to your collection, definitely. I'm not sure how much it goes for, so I wouldn't know how to help you out with that one, guys. Maybe check eBay. I can't remember how I obtained this one now. I think I got it with a pile of like random wrestling DVDs, like Wrestle Crate and a few other wrestling related DVDs. I just really can't remember now. It must have been a couple of years ago I got this one. But yeah, check it out. Give me a thumbs up if I deserve one today. Please feel free to comment, like, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And next episode, we will cover Sting Moment of Truth, which I've never seen and I'm looking forward to watching. And yeah, obviously it's wrestling related. It says a movie of power, pain, and the ultimate triumph. So yeah, it's kind of wrestling related, isn't it, guys? So that's why I'm going to put this one in the series. And then after that, it'll be the unreal story of pro wrestling. And yeah, that one could be one of those one of those ones that could be pretty bad with me going off on one and shouting at the TV. I can just imagine that now, just looking at the looking at the cover. But as I've said before, never judge a book or a DVD in this case by its cover. But I must admit, it's not looking good. It's not. There's no screenshots on the back either. Shit. Anyway, guys, yes, you've been a great audience. Thank you for watching. Stay safe, and I'll catch you again in the next one. Goodbye.